First time I've heard these little plastic objects here described, these retainers. Somebody just referred to them as things for anchoring plastic sheets or plastic objects to metal objects. I've actually, the only place I've ever seen the official name for them used, which they're probably supposed to be called retainers, is in the shop manuals for Cavaliers. So these, I sometimes refer to them as little plastic anchors because I've heard them described as being for anchoring things in place, which doesn't really look like what you think of when you think of an anchor. So I'm not sure why that term stuck with me, but this is basically a retainer. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say this applies to all Cavaliers from 1995 to 2005. I can confirm it on a 1996 Cavalier I'm very familiar with, as well as a 2003 Cavalier I'm very familiar with, and even a 1999 Sunfire, and of course this 2001 Cavalier. That these retainers are repeatedly used on this and probably very many other General Motors vehicles, and probably other vehicles as well, on many vehicles, no doubt, but throughout this generation of Cavaliers, 95 through 2005. And they're actually pretty easy to remove. They're just plastic anchors to hold plastic panels in place, such as what covers the mechanism that drives these windshield wipers here, and being fairly easy to remove. I'm just going to take a quick look at them. They are easy to damage, but they're actually pretty tough if you take them off the right way, which is to pull up on the head like the nail, but not pull up on this part. So by pulling up on this part only, and not this part, you can remove them quite effectively without damaging them. Almost the easiest thing possible. I just pulled that under there and popped it right out, and that's what's holding this in place. And a few of these in the right places, and of course you'd have to get the wiper arms out of the way, and you could have this entire part removed and able to access what's underneath it. And of course, this is your little plastic anchor here. And this, I just pop this under it. Careful to make sure that I'm pulling up on this part, but not this part, because once this part is up, everything will come out easily. But only after this part would you ever want to pull on this part. You pull on this bottom, wider part, and you'll damage the whole thing, or most likely damage the whole thing. Basically the little plastic object used to anchor plastic panels to the vehicle, usually to metal parts of the vehicle. And the proper name for it is retainer, though I tend to just refer to it as an anchor since it anchors down the plastic pieces. Not sure if there's a universal term for it, but the General Motors shop manual, the General Motors shop manuals refer to the object as a retainer, and that does sound like a better name for it than what I've been using.